There once was a planet named Bedaza that was at the perfect distance from its sun to support life. The people of Bedaza lived happily for millions of years, but then one day the planet was struck by a giant asteroid, disrupting its orbit. The planet moved further and further away from its sun, and eventually it was launched into outer space, becoming a rogue planet. The Bedazans were plunged into endless darkness. To stay alive, they had to burrow deeper and deeper underground, living near the warmth from the volcanic activity surrounding the planet's core. After life on the surface of the planet had died out from the darkness and cold, the people had to learn how to get their food from subterranean fungus growing around volcanic activity. They lived in airtight bubble colonies and were constantly forced to reconstruct these colonies at deeper levels as the planet cooled. They were always exploring new caves and digging deeper living spaces so they could stay warm enough to survive. Here we see the colony congregating, discussing the day's plans.
Greetings, fellow citizens of Bedaza. It is a pleasure seeing you all looking so healthy and well. Thanks to our delicious new recipes for cooking fungus to taste like hamburgers, I believe we are all very comfortable and well fed. Next, we would like to invite Chief Scientist Orville Blossop to the stage. Professor Blossop will give an update on the new protective suits being designed for underground exploration.
As you know, we've already developed a very fine line of cave exploration gear. However, these new suits will enable even deeper exploration beneath our planet's surface, protecting our explorers from much higher temperatures than before. They will be able to move unharmed at temperatures approaching 6,000 degrees Kelvin. We expect to perfect them further in the next few months, making sure they are perfectly sealed and impervious. We also will be developing more powerful electricity swords.
Thank you very much, Professor Blossop. I'm sure we all share in the gratitude and admiration I feel for your fine achievements. Next, I turn to two of our bravest and most admired cave explorers, Ronnie Block and Grogan McGee. In generations past, cave exploration on planet Bedaza was much more dangerous. Our intrepid explorers often risked and even lost their lives. Today, things are much better. Our cave exploration suits are much higher quality. The brilliant chefs and scientists in our food labs have developed better nourishment for our explorers to pack for their expeditions. Working only with cave fungus, they have developed food tablets in a variety of flavors. Hamburger, vegetable stew, raspberry ice cream, Gruyere cheese, pepperoni pizza, and even toffee. And the day after tomorrow, we will have another performance from Bedaza's amazing lava juggler. Here is a preview of the lava juggler's performance. Please direct your attention to the screen behind me.
Bedaza's amazing lava jugglers. In the Bedaza Community Theater 2 days from now.
And now for the more difficult news. According to our current projections, our colony here on Bedaza is rapidly becoming colder and more difficult to live in as the planet continues to cool. We will be able to keep an outpost colony here for at least 2 more generations, but we also need to burrow deeper in the planet and begin creating new, warmer colonies within the next few years. To initiate this process, Ronnie and Grogan will begin an underground cave exploration expedition within the week. Aided by their new suits and powerful swords, they will search underground to discover the best locations for our new settlements. Ronnie and Grogan, you have our support and our love. You are our inspiration. Whew, that went reasonably well, but as we know, things are more dangerous than people realize. We can't keep burrowing underground forever. The structure of Bedaza's cave networks is unstable. We must find a better way, or we won't be able to survive.
Our work gets more dangerous the deeper we go. I hope we'll be able to find some suitable caves. The radar data says there are some likely candidates for a cave settlement near here, but we can't know for sure how stable they are until we enter the caves and examine them ourselves.
Those guys at the underground radar lab sure have safer jobs than ours, but I have more excitement in the thrill of first discovery. Still, we won't be able to carry on like this for much longer. Bedaza needs to find a new way to solve our settlement problem. Okay, the wall sounds hollow here.
And this could be a good place for a new cave entrance according to our map.
This does look like a good place for a settlement. It even has a water supply.
Let's test the water and then try drinking it if it's potable.
Oh, that tastes good. Just what I needed.
Me too. Whoa, what happened?
I don't know.
I guess we must have been teleported. Remember learning at Bedaza University that it is theoretically possible for teleportation to occur? I thought that was just a speculation from theoretical physics, not something that ever really happened.
Yeah, that's also what I thought.
I wonder how we can get back to Bedaza.
This is obviously a different planet. There is a sun in the sky, which we don't have, and there is a type of ice on the surface of the planet that I have never seen on Bedaza.
I'm glad our suits protect us from cold as well as heat.
Yeah, we'd be goners by now without our new suits.
Grogan, did you see that?
Yeah, it's huge. I wonder what it is.
And there's another one there. And more over there. Grogan, can you hear me? Do our voice communication devices work?
Yes, I can, but I'm not sure for how long. These suits aren't designed for outer space. You think we'll be teleported again soon?
I don't know. Ouch. Ow. This is amazing. I have traveled more in the past 10 minutes than in my entire life before, and now we seem to be on some kind of jungle planet.
Yes, another planet that has a sun to orbit. Wow, it's so different to see a sky full of light. I guess this is what our ancestors saw every day.
Yeah, seeing it in person is much better than those grainy pictures on Bedaza.
Hey, there's something wiggling around in my suit.
And mine too. What is it?
What's that?
Oh no, it's coming closer. Where can we hide?
In these.
Hello and welcome to our planet.
Thank you.
I hope I didn't scare you too much. I am gentle and I mean no harm. When I saw your salamanders, I realized you must have teleported here from another planet. I love meeting visitors from other planets. I've studied many languages here at our university in the jungle, and it's exciting when I have a chance to use an unusual language.
Wow. Wait, so you're saying that the salamanders caused us to be teleported?
Well, yes, of course. Didn't you ask them to bring you here?
No, we didn't even realize they were with us until we arrived on your planet and we felt them crawling around in our suits.
Wow. It's lucky you didn't injure them. When we monkeys travel by salamander transportation, we always carry them in special carrying cases. Here's one of our cases. I put your salamanders into it when you ran away from me back there. I'm using a tapping code to communicate with them, and they communicate with me by sticking out their tongues in special rhythmic patterns. We monkeys construct homes for the salamanders and bring them food, and in exchange, they help us travel quickly and easily by teleportation. Wow! They say you're from a planet that has no sun? Is that true?
Yes, that's right. We have to build deep capsule settlements close to volcanic activity in order to stay warm. The problem is that as our planet cools, it gets harder to build sustainable colonies. There is too much instability from all of our digging for us to continue this way. We need to find a solution if we're going to survive.
Wow. You and your people have a very difficult problem. I would like to take some time to think about it. Would you like to join me in a delicious vegetarian meal while I mull it over?
Yes, thank you.
This is delicious.
Yes, it's made from a special mixture of fruits and nuts that are native to our planet. I am thinking about the salamanders' teleportation powers. I wonder if they could help with your problem. Their planet of Cook has a very large salamander population, and they're governed by a wise and powerful leader. I wonder if the salamander's teleportation power could transport your planet within the orbit of a suitable star. Then you'd have sunlight again, and you could live on the planet's surface.
That would be great.
That's just the kind of solution we need.
I'll ask the salamanders what they think. They think it is possible, and they could bring you to their planet to meet with their leader. But before you go, you need a way to communicate with the salamanders on your own. For creatures of your size, it can help to eat the seeds of our ubhub bush. They have a special power to assist language translation for smaller creatures, although they don't work for us monkeys. There's an ubhub bush right here, and its seed pods seem full.
That's pretty good.
Wow. Now I can hear a hissing sound coming from the salamanders.
So can I, and it's forming words I can understand.
Try talking back to the salamanders. You should find you can use their language.
We will be journeying with the salamanders to visit their leader, as you suggested. Thank you.
Before you go, let me give you these salamander cases to keep your friends comfortable when you travel. Wise King Blarglar, thank you for seeing us. It has been too long since we last met. Monkey Ovidian. Welcome, welcome. And who are your friends? These are Ronnie Block and Grogan McGee from Bedaza, a sunless wanderer planet. They will tell you about their situation.
Our people are in great danger and we need to move our planet back into the orbit of a star. Although we have been able to survive for generations by digging and building settlements close to our planet's volcanic core, this has become more dangerous. We know that you salamanders can teleport, and we were wondering if your power could teleport a planet.
Your problem is serious indeed, Ronnie Block and Grogan McGee. You have my sympathy. I wish I could help your people, but I know of no way to teleport an object as large as a planet.
Well, thank you for meeting with us, King Blarglar. You are very gracious to give our problem your attention.
King Blarglar, wonderful news, your majesty. You remember our search for a magical gemstone that could help us increase our teleportation powers? Well, we have new information about the stone's location. We believe it may be located on another planet in our galaxy.
Excellent news! We have been searching for this gem for years.
Oh, King Blarglar, if this gem were found, do you think it could magnify your teleportation powers enough to be able to teleport a planet?
I'm not sure, but if our theories are true, that might be possible. We would need to acquire the stone before we could know for sure.
Would you be willing to come to our home planet, Bedaza, and discuss this with our leader, Commander Incipient?
Yes, I would be pleased to join you and meet with your leader. Would you be willing to join us and give us the benefit of your expertise?
Yes, your majesty. Perhaps we would be able to form a partnership with Bedaza.
Well, in that case, let's travel together. I will travel back to my home planet with my salamander companion. Good luck to you all.
Thank you, Monkey Ulividian.
Orville Blossom, thank you so much for lending your scientific expertise and advice to this meeting. We have received a message that Ronnie Block and Grogan McGee will be coming to this meeting along with someone named King Blarglar and his partner, a salamander scientist. I'm not sure who these guests are, but apparently they have some ideas for helping Bedaza out of our troubles. Unfortunately, the interplanetary message that we received was garbled, so I did not see all of the message. I wonder what a salamander scientist is. Maybe a scientist who studies salamanders? I'm not sure what salamanders have to do with this, but I guess we'll find out soon.
Yes, we will. I believe I've heard tell of some salamanders possessing a kind of rapid transportation power, but I don't see how that could help Bedaza.
Well, Ronnie and Grogan, I have to confess that I thought that you would be entering through the door. But welcome. And, well, my goodness. Perhaps we could be introduced?
Well met, Commander Incipient and Orville Blossom. These are our honored guests, King Blarglar and Dr. Snalgragak.
We apologize for our abrupt arrival, although we explained salamander teleportation in our message. Did you receive the message?
Unfortunately, we only received part of the message, and not the part about salamander teleportation. But no matter. Welcome, you all, King Blarglar and Dr. Snalgragak. It is an honor to have you as guests on Bedaza.
And we are honored to meet with you, Commander Incipient and Orville Blossom.
Before we start discussing business, would you like to join us in a feast?
Yes, what a pleasure and a privilege to be able to enjoy your Bedazan cuisine. This food is quite delicious. How do you produce food like this on a planet with no sunlight? These are some of our newest delicacies produced by our Bedazan scientists through a series of chemical processes performed on fungi that grow near volcanic activity on Bedaza. Delectable and so ingenious. For many years, we salamanders have been seeking a magical gemstone that we believe may enhance our powers of teleportation. Although we now can teleport ourselves and other moderately sized life forms over great distances within the galaxy, that is the present limit of our powers. However, if we could secure this gemstone, it might enhance our powers to a point where we could teleport something much larger, even as large as your planet, Bedaza. Bedaza could be transported back within the orbit of the sun, into a medium temperature range orbit that would once again support life on the planet's surface. This is quite interesting. I have studied teleportation, but only as a theoretical possibility, and today is the first time I've seen teleportation actually occur. But I am aware that theoretically, objects of any size could be teleported. Yes, that is correct. And even for us, the teleportation of a planet is at this stage only a theoretical possibility because we do not yet possess the gemstone. That's right. For us salamanders, the acquisition of this gemstone would be a great asset, and we have recently received new information about the stone's location that could help us make our dream a reality. Through our study of energy patterns in the galaxy, we have concluded that it is very likely that the gemstone is on a planet in this small region. There are only a few planets in this area where it could be. One is an ice planet with large slug-like creatures living on it.
I believe we accidentally traveled to that planet.
Yes, we had an encounter with some of its slug inhabitants. It is lucky that we escaped alive.
And we saw the slugs guarding something. Do you remember, Ronnie? Just before we were teleported away from the planet. We were teleported by salamanders who crawled into our suits while we were exploring Bedaza's caves.
Maybe the slugs were guarding the gemstone.
Yes, that is possible. The gem generates a form of energy that could be felt by most life forms, an invigorating warmth that might be highly prized by the slug creatures if they possessed the gem. That is a possibility. I remember reading about that planet in the Bedaza library.
I propose an expedition to the ice planet. If only the gem could be secured and used to transport Bedaza back within a sun's orbit. Ronnie Block and Grogan McGee, would you be willing to undertake this mission?
I would, Commander Incipient.
And I as well.
Excellent.
We don't want the salamanders to be harmed by the slugs, so let's leave them here.
Good idea. I wonder if we'll find the gem.
Look for something glowing in the cave.
Right.
Ronnie and Grogan crept into the slug's ice cave and looked around. After turning a corner, they bumped right into a giant slug. It attacked them, and they fought it with their swords. The commotion alerted other slugs, and the whole colony attacked. Ronnie and Grogan retreated to an ice cliff. When Ronnie looked down, he saw something surprising.
Grogan? You know what's down there being guarded by the slugs? It's not a gemstone. They're guarding their babies.
What? Wow, I can't believe we're doing this. No wonder they're angry. They have every right to be angry.
The salamanders heard the noise from the battle, teleported to Ronnie and Grogan, and transported them away from the cliff.
I feel really stupid right now.
So do I.
From now on, let's make sure we're better informed before we go to different planets looking for the gem.
Yes, we need to do better research. The Bedaza library is good if you want to learn how to make food out of fungus, but some of its planetary information is out of date. We need a better place to do our research.
Didn't Monkey Ulavidian say there was a monkey university on his planet?
Yes, let's ask the salamanders to take us there. We can use their library to study other possible locations for the gem.
Excellent plan.
According to the latest computer research on magical energy in this part of the galaxy, the gem probably was last detected on the planet Geertz. The energy patterns detected there are consistent with the type of gemstone we are looking for.
Geertz. Wow, that's nowhere near the slug's ice planet.
That's right. We should have come here earlier.
Well, at least I don't think we seriously injured or killed any of the slugs.
Yes, that's true.
How is the research going?
We have been gathering some important information. Based on the latest research on energy patterns in the galaxy, we're going to explore the planet Geertz to see if the gem is there.
Well, I have consulted with the monkey scientists, and they recommend using this device to help you trace the source of the gem's energy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Greetings and welcome to the planet Geertz. Have you traveled to our planet before? No, this is our first time.
Your planet is very beautiful. I've never seen such mountains.
Thank you. And what brings you here? We are in search of a magical gemstone that we need to help our people survive on the planet Bedaza.
We come from a wanderer planet that has no sun. The gem we seek could help us transport the planet back into the orbit of a star.
Well, your mission sounds important. There is a sad story about a gemstone that was lost here on Geertz. But that is all I can say. It is not my story to tell. However, if you visit the tavern and look for Carvin, she can tell you all about it. Thank you for your help. Farewell. Hello, innkeeper. May we have 2 flagons of your finest mead?
We can pay in these silver coins. Well, I've never seen coins like this before, but it's silver all right. 2 flagons of mead coming up.
What kind of coins are those? And where do you 2 hail from? Coins from the planet Bedaza.
We're searching for a magic gem that was lost here on Geertz, and we heard that Carvin could tell us about it. Is she here?
Yes, she's here somewhere. And you're right. Carvin is the one who can tell you about the gem.
Yes, although I haven't seen her lazy husband around here today. Ugh, why did you do that?
Why are you calling my husband lazy?
You know, even a one-armed man can do some work.
Hey, no fighting in my tower.
Okay, no more mug throwing.
Carvin, we are Ronnie Block and Grogan McGee. We're from Bedaza, a planet with no sun. We're looking for a magic gem that we think could help us bring our planet back into a solar orbit, and we hear that you may know something about this gem. Could you help us?
Well, it's a sad story for me to tell, but it sounds as if you have a good reason to hear it. So here goes. When I married my husband Nedrick, he had 2 arms, and he was a happy, hard-working fellow. We had a fine business together, working a farm some distance away from the village here. The sweet old farmhouse we lived in had been in his family for generations. The most wonderful thing about the house was that right in the middle of it, a strong and ancient tree grew straight up from the floor and out through the roof. You'd feel a warm, powerful energy going right through you whenever you stepped inside. His family believed this energy came from a powerful gemstone embedded deep inside the trunk of the tree. Nobody could prove the story, though. The tree's wood was so hard that it couldn't be cut.
You said was. What happened to the tree?
Well, about 6 years ago, a strange old man came to our house, pretending to be lost. My husband was in the field, so I was alone. I didn't realize it at first, but that stranger was an evil wizard. He said his name was Banglethorpe or Blangador or something outlandish like that. He kept staring at the tree, and then he turned his eyes on me and started saying the cruelest, most hateful things. He knew just the things that would anger and hurt and upset me the most. He said I was a mean, terrible wife, that I didn't love my husband, and that I only married him for the gem in the tree. He went on and on, telling me I was a worthless creature. As I got more desperate and angry, I screamed at him and ordered him to leave. But he wouldn't budge. As he kept on taunting me, he began getting a kind of crazy smile on his face, and he started to grow. And the more angry I got, the bigger he got, as if my anger and my distress was making his power grow.
Yikes, how horrible.
It was the worst day of my life. I just wanted him gone and started throwing mugs and other things at him, anything I could get my hands on. Now, as you've seen, I've got a pretty good aim when I throw a mug at a man's head. But when I threw things at him, a kind of force field of energy around him made my mugs and plates just fly off in different directions, never even touching him. Then suddenly, he raised his hands and caused this huge explosion that split the tree in two. And sure enough, the gem was right there in the middle of the trunk, sparkling and multicolored, its energy spilling out into the room.
So the gem really does exist.
It does indeed. And that's when Nedrick got home. He made a dash at the intruder, but the wizard raised his arms again with the gem clutched in one hand and caused a second explosion. It blew Ned clean across the room and through the wall into the bedroom. Then the wizard ran off, and I rushed through the hole in the wall to where Ned had fallen. His body was covered in blood. I was horrified to see that an arm had been torn off his body. While sobbing and doing my best to tend his wounds, I heard a sound and looked up. There was a kind-looking old woman I'd never seen before, stepping through the hole in the wall and coming towards us. I was too astonished to even speak. She calmly told me she was there to help, and right away took over the care of poor Nedrick. She seemed to have a kind of power about her, because as she tended to his injuries, he started to breathe easier, and soon he fell into a deep, peaceful sleep. She rose and told me to let him sleep, and when he woke, to nourish him with broth and fruit. Then, before I could even thank her, she hurried away, and I never saw her again. It was the strangest thing. Magical, you could say.
Amazing.
Even though Ned recovered, he never did get his spirit back. Losing our marvelous tree and learning that the gem really did exist, only to have it stolen, just took the heart right out of him.
What about the wizard? Did you ever see him again?
No, but we heard of him a short time after this horrible incident. A neighbor told us about seeing a man with a gem in a cave up in the mountains. That was the one time my husband did get his old energy back, but it was a raging, vengeful energy. He got together a bunch of his friends to raid the cave, kill the wizard, and get the gem back. But the wizard must have sensed them coming, because he managed a quick escape.
Where is the cave? Could we go there?
If you like, I guess you could, although no one ever goes there now. You take the path that starts across the lane there. It leads through the forest and up onto the mountain where the cave is.
Thanks, Curvin.
Well, there's no sign of an old man living here now.
Ow! What was that?
I guess he must have forgotten to take these. What do they say?
This looks like the plans for a huge palace.
And there seem to be some galactic coordinates indicated for its location. You think we should travel there?
Yeah.
Well, Grandcut, my good minion, we will soon
dominate the galaxy. Soon the might of Blangladorf will be known to all. I have nearly discovered how to channel my magical power through the gemstone from Gertz. I must combine its power with power from special minerals I found on the ice planet.
Excellent, almighty wizard Blangladorf! Your power is magnificent and grows more magnificent daily!
Yes. Let us go inside and commune with my other minions.
Wow, galactic domination sounds pretty bad. I bet he was talking about the gem we're looking for.
Yes, getting the gem could save more than just us.
Ow, my arm!
Ow, it got me too.
Let's teleport into the castle. Maybe if we can get to the wizard, we can grab the gem. We can't teleport into the castle. The wizard must have some enchantments to keep us out.
Let's try to cut through a back wall with our swords. If that doesn't work, we can teleport to the roof and try to enter from there.
Yes, let's try. Grogan, there's no way in from here.
I guess we'll have to try cutting in again. Bringler! Dwarf! Bringler! Dwarf! Bringler! Dwarf! Let's try a different spot.
Okay, how about here?
Let's find out what that sound is.
It sounds like Blangladorf.
Hoi, doent, obant, ofeat kalte prov kutu.
Sounds like some kind of spell, Ronnie.
Or maybe he has a cold.
Suddenly, Ronnie and Grogan were grabbed from behind by two minions, dragged into a room off the hallway, and thrown into cages. They tried to escape with their swords, but they could not cut the cage bars.
Ronnie Block! Ronnie Block! I know all about you, Ronnie, you filthy murderer. Ha 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 ha.
No, what are you talking about?
I know what happened in that cave when you cut the wall the wrong way with your sword. Ha ha ha. How you hurt those people. And one of them even died. Isn't that right, Ronnie? You stupid incompetent. No one should ever have given you that sword in the first place.
But that was an accident. How dare you talk to me that way? What do you know? Commander Incipient said I was acting on the best available information. Orville Blossom told me to cut there. It was an honest mistake. The caves under the surface of Bedaza are near molten lava. They are very unstable and dangerous. You don't understand. You have no right to call me a murderer.
Ouch! Ow!
Ah! Ouch! Ow! Ouch! 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 Ouch!
Ha ha ha, no, Ronnie, you know it was all your fault, and so did your grandfather. He blamed you for it, didn't he? In his day, explorers were more careful and never had that kind of accident. Murderer, you deserve to die.
No, no! My grandfather didn't understand how unstable the caves are now. You don't know what you're talking about, you evil, evil...
Ha 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 ha.
Ouch! Ouch! Owie!
Ouch! That stuff is horrible! Owie!
I'm not sure we'll be able to survive more of that.
The gremlin got bigger when he got upset. I think he gets power from people's anger. Your emotions make him swell up and he can spit poison. But I'm not sure what to do about it. He says such horrible things. Of course you got angry and you had to shout back. The collapse wasn't your fault. I felt angry for you hearing the things the gremlin was saying.
Thanks, Grogan. I wonder what to do. He has to hiss softly because he's tired from all the teleporting, but I can tell you what he says. He says that when he learned how to teleport in school, he had to take salamander emotional self-control training classes. Salamanders have to control their emotions in order to teleport, otherwise they make mistakes. Here's what he learned. If somebody says mean things about you, they are getting a kick out of making you upset. When that happens, here's what to do. Think about the feelings they want to make you feel. Do they want you to feel angry, insecure, desperately sad? The first step is to stay calm and block out those bad feelings as well as you can. Don't show them any anger, insecurity, or sadness. That's what they want. Instead, tell them that they are feeling the bad feelings that they want you to feel. They probably are. They may get confused and leave you alone.
We should try that if the gremlin comes back.
Here he comes.
Grogan McGee! Grogan McGee, I know all about you. You failed your cave explorer test twice before passing it. Wow, how stupid. Ha ha ha. And your parents were so disappointed. They wish they never had a son. Ha ha, you fool.
Okay, Grogan, how do you think he wants you to feel?
He wants to make me feel angry, insecure, and horribly sad.
Okay, now use that against him.
Well, Mr. Gremlin, I see how you are feeling. I think you are feeling really angry, insecure, and horribly sad. Can you handle your feelings in a better way instead of just being mean?
Ow! My poison is on my chin. Wait, what did you say? Why do I have to think about how I feel? I don't want to. What a horrible thing to say to me. Ouch! Ouch! Ow! Why? You're horrible people.
Yay, Grogan, you did it. Excellent.
Yes, I really did, with your help. Wow, it's a good thing Blarvark went to Salamander Emotional Self-Control Training class.
I'll say. Now how do we get out?
Excellent! It looks like the poison melted the lock. Now let's find Blangledorf and get that gem.
Yes.
Phew, I'm glad we escaped.
But now Blangledorf knows we're here. He and his minions are going to come after us.
What are we gonna do? There are just 2 of us and so many of them. Wow, this is amazing.
Thank you so much.
Blangledorf's minions rushed out of the castle to attack. Salamanders teleported onto the minions and transported them far away into the mountains. An enormous minion with huge claws rushed out of the castle and attacked the salamanders. Many salamanders landed on the enormous minion. They teleported the minion high in the air and let go. The minion fell on the castle roof and could not get up. Then Blangledorf rushed out of the castle.
Ronnie Block and Grogan McGee, where are you? I will find you no matter what.
Blangledorf found Ronnie and Grogan and raised his staff, which had the gem embedded in it. He shouted a spell and a wave of energy knocked Ronnie and Grogan to the ground. They backed away from Blangledorf and then stood up.
I was expecting that the force of that explosion would blast them apart. Usually people lose at least an arm or a leg when he does that.
Well, I don't know what happened, but I'm sure the Great Wizard Blangledorf is just as mighty and powerful as he ever was.
Yes, absolutely! Blangla! Door! Blangla! Door!
Blangledorf rushed at Ronnie and Grogan and shot venom out of his staff. A lot of the venom landed on the ground near Blangledorf, and a little bit landed on Ronnie and Grogan.
Ow! Ouch!
Ow! I hate that stuff.
Wow, that's also unusual! Usually his venom spray goes much further, completely covering his victims and making them die from the poison.
Not to worry, not to worry. Maybe we can give him more power by using the Blangledorf cheer.
Yes, good idea! Blangla!
Roar!
Blangla!
Roar!
Blangledorf suddenly transformed into the round purple gremlin who had spat poison onto the cages.
Wow, he transformed.
The poison spitter gremlin was Blangledorf himself.
Fun guy.
Now now he's back with us.
Well, whoopee.
We better get away from him.
Ronnie and Grogan ran into the castle, pursued by Blangledorf. Blangledorf, Ronnie, and Grogan had an epic battle. Blangledorf shot lightning bolts, and Ronnie and Grogan parried with their swords. Suddenly, Blangledorf transformed into an old woman.
What's going on? He keeps transforming.
I don't know. This is getting weirder and weirder.
Wow, I didn't mean for that to happen. This battle is taking far too long.
Blangledorf shot ropes from his staff, tying Ronnie and Grogan to the floor. He advanced, intent upon killing them.
Blangledorf, what's your deal? Why are you so violent?
Normally I would have killed 2 intruders like you by now, but my magic is changing. How strange.
We saw you lose some of your power in the cage room when I asked you to think about your feelings.
Yes, that's true. I still have not recovered from that. I didn't mean to turn into the purple gremlin during the battle outside. It just happened because I was weak.
What makes you want to attack and dominate other creatures?
What is a stupid question? I should go get a dinner knife and cut your throats. When I was a child, I worked on my parents' cabbage farm on this planet, 500 miles from here. Cabbages were everything to my parents. They were proud of their farm, and they wanted me to be a cabbage farmer like them. But I couldn't. I was frustrated and angry with my parents. There were fights between me and my father.
Was it always like that?
Well, no. When I was small, I wanted to be a great cabbage farmer like my parents, but I wasn't good at it, and I grew to dislike it.
What were you good at?
I was good at saying things that upset other people, and gradually I discovered I had a magic power. When I upset someone, energy flowed through me, and I could make fire come out of my hands.
Whoa.
Yes, I was amazed too. Once I spoke cruelly to workers on my parents' farm. I told them they were terrible farmers who would never succeed. When they angrily shouted back at me, energy came into my body, and I used it to burn up a big crate of cabbages. My parents were angry, and I was kept away from the farm for days. Later, when I was 16, I burned down a large barn on my parents' farm. Then I knew it was time for me to leave. I went away and never returned.
Sad.
After leaving, I built an army of minion supporters and traveled the galaxy, expanding my powers by angering other creatures and feeding off their anger to increase my magic. I conquered creatures on many planets across the galaxy with my lightning bolts, explosions, and poison.
He's crazy.
And my new ambition has been to use the magic gem from Gertz to expand my power. I wanted to combine my magic with the gem's energy and energy generated by minerals from the ice planet. I expected to create my most massive explosions that destroy entire planets.
Yikes.
However, around this time I started to feel ambivalent about my empire. This made things complicated. Sometimes I wanted to heal people after hurting them. I transformed myself into an old woman and partially healed people I had attacked.
The old woman in Kerwin's story. After stealing the gem from the tree and blowing Nedrick apart, did you go back as the old woman and heal him?
Yes, it was strange, but I started to like healing people as well as hurting them. Sometimes I liked healing as much as hurting, which confused me.
That is confusing.
It's really messed up.
My ambivalent feelings came to a crisis in the cage room. I wanted to kill you both, but you made me think about how I felt. I was badly confused, which made my magic weak.
Well, maybe it's good that your feelings are changing. Maybe you should start using your powers to help instead of hurting and dominating.
What could I do to help people? So many creatures hate me. Nobody trusts me.
Where we come from, no one has heard of you, and our people badly need your help. We're from the wanderer planet Bedaza, and we need to bring our planet back into a solar orbit.
Yes, a cosmic catastrophe catapulted Bedaza away from its sun many generations ago. Since then, Bedazans have dangerously struggled for life by burrowing underground to draw energy from subterranean volcanic activity.
We've caused earthquakes and destabilized our settlements with our digging. We can't go on like this, it's too dangerous. Bedaza must be moved to a temperate zone orbit where water is liquid around a new sun.
What an interesting problem. I've been researching planetary movements lately because I was thinking about blowing up planets.
Our plan is to use the Gurst gem to transport Bedaza into a solar orbit. We want to break the gem into pieces, distribute them to the teleporting salamanders, and station the salamanders around Bedaza for a coordinated teleportation led by the Salamander King. Bedaza will be moved back into a solar system.
Yes, that could work, but how would you make sure Bedaza enters a suitable orbit and rotates to produce regular days and nights? Where would you get the energy to make that happen?
That's a problem we hadn't thought about. I don't know.
I believe I have the solution.
What do you mean?
After stealing the gem from the tree, I stayed in a cave on Gertz for some time.
We know. We visited the cave.
While I was there, I dug in the mountains and gathered hundreds of small gems of the same material as the giant gem I stole from the tree. I still have them. I wanted to enchant them and give them to my minions, magically binding them to me as I expanded my empire. But I could give them to the salamanders, and I could join the Salamander King to lead the teleportation of Bedaza. Then when Bedaza is near its new sun, I could fuse my magic power with the power from the Gertz gem. I could sink myself and the gem into your new sun while sending out a burst of energy to launch Bedaza on its new life-sustaining orbit.
Wow, that would be amazing.
But wouldn't you die?
Yes, I would die, but I think it's time for my energy to pass out of this life. I am much older than I look. It's time for me to enter a new life form, maybe even a new dimension. According to books I've been reading, when I transform myself into the old woman and visit the monkey library, some theories say that death transports you to a new dimension. You know, the monkey library is excellent.
Yes, it is.
Blangledorf, Ronnie Block, Grogan McGee, Commander Incipient, and Salamander King Blarglar met and agreed to enact Blangledorf's plan. Each salamander was given a small Gertz gem and positioned on Bedaza. Then Blangledorf and Blarglar united their powers, magically suspended and protected in outer space above Bedaza. They teleported the planet within the orbit of a small star. Blarglar then teleported to the surface of Bedaza. Blangledorf ventured through space towards Bedaza's new sun. He died while causing a massive explosion that launched Bedaza on its new orbit within the star's Goldilocks zone, a temperate, life-sustaining orbital zone where water on the planet's surface is liquid.
Today is a happy occasion. For 15 years, Bedaza has been in a stable orbit around our new sun. We have started establishing agriculture with the help of Kerwin and Nedrick, our expert instructors from Gertz. We are growing some especially delicious cabbages. And as you know, today we are celebrating the heroes who made this possible.
And we must thank one other person. Let us honor the memory of the wizard, Blangledorf.
Bedaza's amazing lava jugglers.
Well, there's no sign of an old man living here now. Well, there's no sign of an old man living here now. Living here now. Well, there's no sign of an old man living here now. Well, there's Well, there's no sign of an old man living here now. There's no sign of an old man living here now. Old man living here now. There's still a minute left in the credits and we don't know what to say. There is still a minute left in the credits, it's really a minute and a half. We're just gonna say some random stuff to fill up this minute and a half. And none of it's gonna make any sense and none of it will make you laugh. Oh, it's really bad, it's not very good, it's really, really bad. We should have come up with better songs, but this is all the time we had. We're just gonna sing some random stuff and it will sound real bad. There's still a minute left. There's still a minute left. Whatever we're gonna do, there's still a minute left. We have to fill another 35 or 45 seconds. I don't know what I'm gonna do, it doesn't make any sense. There are still at least 10 seconds left, so we're almost done.
In the Bedaza Community Theater 2 days from now.